There's a Sex and the City sequel series called And Just Like That. And of course, the show is absurdly over-the-top woke, which is to be expected. I never watched the original Sex and the City, but I imagine that the original, for its time, was also pretty woke. So there should be no surprise here. But there's one scene in particular that's made its rounds online, and it's if you didn't know any better and you didn't know anything about Sex and the City or anything else, and you saw this, you would think that you would almost think it was a parody. You would almost think it was like a Babylon Bee skit making fun of wokeness, but it's not, I assure you. So let's watch this.
Sorry, he just told me.
Someone's quick with the pronouns.
It's fine. I am the professor.
You're the professor?
Yeah.
You're Nia Wallace?
Yes. Why do you seem so surprised?
Well, your braids.
A law professor can't have hair like mine? Why is that?
Oh, no. I didn't mean because of the braids. I was just thrown because the braids are so different than the hair in your photo on the Columbia website. My comment had nothing whatsoever to do with it being a black hairstyle. I knew that you were black when I signed up for this class. That was important to me.
You signed up for this class because I'm black?
Well, not just because you're black. I picked this class because you're such a force in academia, on top of everything you do as a community activist. God, I sound like such a brown nose. I mean, please just forget that I ever said anything about your hair. Hair has nothing whatsoever to do with appropriateness or intelligence or gravitas, obviously. I mean, do I look like someone who attaches any significance to hair? I let mine go gray, and I don't care if it makes me look old. Not that I'm ageist. Do I sound ageist?
You really want me to answer that question?
Again, as far as I can tell, again, I haven't seen the show, and I would rather shoot myself than watch this. But as far as I can tell, this is not supposed to be a satire or parody or making fun of wokeness. So that's what you get there. This is real. This is like one of those race hoaxes, just like the one we talked about yesterday of the doctor who claimed that someone stopped a black doctor in a suit and tie, full suit and tie, at a hospital with a name tag that says doctor on it, claiming that someone stopped him in the hallway and said, "Excuse me, I assume that you're a member of the custodial staff. Please go clean my toilets at once." That's what he claimed. And very clearly a race hoax from Dr. Smollett. This is one of those race hoaxes acted out. This is the kind of conversation, the kind of interaction that especially elitists on the left, they think that these sorts of things happen out in the world. And that's why they're incapable of coming up with a race hoax that's believable. Jussie Smollett, a Hollywood guy, is very privileged, very wealthy, somehow has managed to be wealthy and famous as an actor. Doesn't spend a lot of time around normal people. Now, Jussie Smollett, from his prison cell, if he's watching that, he's probably thinking to himself, well, yeah, this happens all the time. That a white person would say to a black person, well, I assume that you're not a professor because of your hair. What? Because I've never seen a professor with braids? What? So this is the people that write this, they all exist in that same bubble. And that's what makes it so unintentionally hilarious, because this is not life. This is not what happens. But for anyone who was disappointed or upset, as some people on social media appear to be, that the new Sex and the City is woke, I've seen a lot of complaints from people. Say, this new Sex and the City sequel is terrible. This is a disappointment. They are ruining the legacy of Sex and the City. What did you think was going to happen? Just know this now, okay? This is every franchise, every TV series, every film. It's all this now. If there's any franchise or series or movie that came out prior to 7 or 8 years ago that you liked, you should not want there to be any kind of sequel or remake or anything. I saw on Twitter someone put out a kind of a question for everybody, and the question was something like, which series have been the most ruined by going woke? And the answer, of course, is all of them. This is what they all are. Hollywood is not capable of producing anything but this now. And so you have to understand, it's also, now that's a TV series, so not eligible for an Academy Award, but the Academy has made this a rule now. It's basically required now if you're making a film and you want to have a chance at winning an Academy Award. Which I'm not even sure why you'd care about that anymore, because the movie-going public doesn't care about it. That used to be one of the values of winning an Academy Award is that the public cares about it. And so if you can say that I'm an Academy Award-winning actor, more people are likely to go watch your next movie. That's not the case anymore. Nobody cares. But the Academy has put rules down, saying you have to have X number of trans people and X number of this and that. So this is every single series, every movie. It will all be this. Amazon has that new Lord of the Rings prequel trilogy coming out. They spent like $1 billion on it. A lot of people, including many of conservatives I follow on social media, very excited about it because they're big Lord of the Rings fans. Well, don't you? This is Amazon. Okay, what do you think they're going to do to it? And then you're going to sit down, you're going to watch it and be disappointed because there's a trans, non-binary, disabled hobbit or something. Of course. That's all of them. If it's coming from Hollywood, it is all this. They cannot do anything but this. Listen, hit that subscribe button right now. Do it right now. I thank you for your compliance. It is somewhat appreciated.